Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to the next day of math lessons. We are on Wednesday. I'm going to still talk about geometry. The two next lessons are 11, Unit 11, 3 and 4. So I'm bringing those together just like I did 1 and 2 because they go together and I think you can do it today. So I've already posted your assignment on Pearson Realize. That should be pushed out to you on Wednesday. And go ahead and do the practice book, which is 3 and 4. Use the textbook if you need it for a resource. I'm going to take you through some vocabulary, some understanding of what they're looking for these lessons. And again, if you do have any questions, you may post below the math assignment on the math page. So 11.3 is going to be called classifying shapes. So you're going to classify them, put them into different groups. That's what classifying means. So for example, if this is a square, it's actually a type of rhombus. So again, if I'm classifying, I'm trying to look for its way that it fits into a group. So I'm going to try to describe its attributes. All right, so I notice it's four-sided figure, which we know is a quadrilateral based on our lesson yesterday. We also know it has four right angles and four equal sides. I could also put this shape, which is a trapezoid, into a quadrilateral, if I simply was just talking about quadrilaterals. But now I'm going to break it down even smaller into different attributes that would make these two shapes into different groups. I notice that all sides of the square group are equal. Not all sides in the trapezoid group are equal. There are two unequal lengths. There are two parallel lines, or one pair of parallel lines, but this one has two sets of two pairs of parallel lines. So we're going to look at how to classify different shapes into different groups and being able to describe them with our mathematical language. So that is your goal at the end of lesson 11.3 and 11.4. 11.4 just breaks it down a little more and is expecting you to group shapes together. So now I'm going to turn my board, or turn my camera to the board. I've got our information set up for today. And I'm going to ask you to look at what I have set up as classifying the shapes. I've shown you that you're going to break it up into attributes. What are attributes? The ways that you can put them into groups. The simple way that you have been doing that is the type of polygon. In the last lesson, you noticed by the type of polygon is the shape that you're going to notice. Triangles have three sides. Rhombuses have four sides with different ways of describing that from a trapezoid, just like I just showed you, because a square is a special type of rhombus. However, I could put all triangles together. I could put all the types of rhombuses together, which would include a square, and trapezoid, which would mean a four-sided figure, okay, like a quadrilateral with different attributes, okay? Well, what are those properties or special things that you break them down into now? So let's say I have my group of triangles. And maybe I'm going to explain that all of them that are grouped together have equal length. All their sides are equal length. Well, that's only going to be an equilateral triangle. So other triangles would not fit into this group having this special property. How about the opposite sides are parallel? Well, that's a parallelogram. And I could look at different types of parallelograms or sizes of parallelogram to see if that would describe or give this the property of the group of different shapes. You could also describe your group as having the same number of sides. So if I put a rhombus and a square and a trapezoid together, I could say all of them are quadrilaterals, and because they all have the same number of sides, which is 4. Same thing with triangles. I could have an equilateral triangle. I could have a different type of triangle, a right triangle. Okay, they all could have the same number of sides, which is 3, but not have same or equal lengths of sides. So I hope you're getting how I'm breaking this down. You could have the same number of vertices. Vertices, remember, where 2 points meet together, like at a corner. So that's a vertice. And might be a different angle. For example, that's a vertice of 90 degrees, 45, and so on. You could have different degrees, but where it meets at its point are the vertices. Usually the same number of sides, same number of vertices on a 2D figure. 3D figure is different. We're not there yet in our lessons. I know that the number of right angles could be the same if I grouped them together. Let's say I had a square. Okay, it has 4 right angles. Would it be in the same group as this quadrilateral? Not if I'm talking about the angles. No, it would not fit together in describing the 4 angles. I know this one has 2 angles, the opposite angles that are the same angle. This has all 4 as the same. Those would belong in different groups if I'm describing the angles. Describing the sides, they both belong in the same group. I'm hoping that makes sense. You should notice down below here that I've got my small whiteboard with a vocabulary word that you are going to need to know in lesson 11.4. This word is generalization. I'm trying to get it so you can see it clearly. Thanks for going with me on my mirror image here to try to figure it out. There you go, without making your head shaky. A generalization is a noun, and it's a true statement that fits everything in a group. Take a look at my example. I have drawn 3 different triangles. My generalization statements are the 3 shapes are triangles. Okay, so that goes back to the type of polygon that they are. Now I break it down into the special properties. Okay, they have the same number of sides. Now, did I say anything about angles? No, because all of them have a variety of different angles. So that angles would not group all 3 of these together. But sides is one of my choices when I describe the properties. So again, boys and girls, in 11, 3, and 4, you are going to look at the attributes of classifying shapes and finding its special properties. By using the different examples I've given below, you may use your textbooks to support you. And on the back of the practice sheet, there is a reteach sheet that might give you a little information also. Again, go ahead and ask a question below the lesson if you need. I'm hoping my mini lesson helped you get ready for the lesson. Good luck. Bye.